Hey there guys, Reckoning here, and welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry. I don't know what we did in the last episode, because it was last year, and since then I've been trying multiple times to figure out how to get my commentary on the video without the program I'm using freezing and then shoehorning in a whole spare minute of really nothing. I think I figured it out now. A little bit more work, but I think I figured it out. So, here we are at our first underwater level. So of course we started off by fighting our marionettes and Bloody Marys, depends on what shows up, with our flaming gauntlets because fire. And just, I don't remember there being anything in particular I was trying to do here. I was just fighting to get through them because I'm not that good comboing, so just kill them and get whatever I earn. Though I have to say, with all the Ifrit use I was doing, yeah, let's go with that. I feel that by the end of the game, I was decent at using Ifrit. I mean, it's still kind of built in how to use Alastor, because you use a blade throughout the entire series. So I know a good amount of combo attacks for that, but Ifrit's a little bit different. And I have a feeling I brought this up before, but a weapon like Ifrit is not in every game. You kind of have the option to fight like that, depending on if you use a certain move with Alastor where you throw the blade or something. And I think there's actually a whole separate weapon that is pretty much Ifrit in, now that I think about it, I think both 3 and 4. I guess 2 is the only one that technically doesn't have a fist weapon. Again, 2 is kind of the odd one out, so that can be expected. But our underwater controls are underwater controls. And for some reason that video jumps. I don't know why. Unless it's just on my end. No idea. But with the underwater controls, I mean, they're pretty easy to understand. The only problem is you can't attack underwater. So, you know, if an enemy were to come up to you, you can't fight them. Unless, of course, you have a certain weapon, which we're picking up right now. The needle gun. Only weapon that can be used underwater, and it can only be used underwater. So it is both the only weapon that can be used underwater and a weapon that can only be used underwater. And I believe to hammer that point home, they give you an enemy right there, so you can test it out. And somehow I get an A rank, probably because there's not much you can do with a gun, so they're just going to pretty much give you an A rank there. But besides the lizard man down here, I think the only other attractive thing about this small area is that there are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, a few destructible barrels that have a few decently sized orbs in them. So if you desperately need orbs like I pretty much always do when I'm playing this series, then it might not be a bad idea to go down there. But remember, it does go on your time, so that may lower your overall rating, which may potentially screw you out of a rank, and then you wouldn't get as much bonus after the mission. But then again, if you die, then go all out, because you're not getting a good, you're probably not getting a good rank anyway. But just to hammer home that whole point of if you take a lot of time to collect your orbs, then you're not going to get as good of a rank. I go around the top of the ship and collect all the orbs that I can see, even though from the window I'm viewing it from at the moment, they're small orbs, so I'm wasting time. But hey, there could always be a 5-orb difference between getting an upgrade and not getting an upgrade. And if I keep playing like this, there still could be a 5-orb difference. But it could be in a good way. I could be 5 orbs over an upgrade instead of 5 under an upgrade. That's using your noggin right there. I think I end up skipping a few of the orbs just because I've wasted enough time, so what the hell. It's locked shut. There's something written. I am the ship that carries the wandering souls on the brink of the underworld. Protect the ship, and you shall be given the fire of St. Elmo. The fire of St. Elmo. What kind of Elmo are we talking about? Are we talking like Elmo's World Elmo? Which technically would be like the Tickle Me Elmo? Though just bringing that up sounds weird. I think we're going to go with Elmo's World Elmo, because that does not sound as... I don't think the proper term would be pedophilic, but I think you get what I'm getting at. So we're fighting another Fire Sin Scythe enemy with our Fire Devil Trigger. Though, pretty sure that's not the best way to fight them. I don't know what the best way to fight them is, but I'm pretty sure spamming your guns is not how you're supposed to do it. I mean, if I had the shotgun, then good timing could be a way to go about it. But I don't have the shotgun because, as I've said before, I was unaware it was actually in the game. And then when I did find out it was in the game, I didn't know where it was. So yeah. That's my excuse for that. So as you can see, I'm not doing that well against it. It's getting a lot of hits in. I'm doing bad because it's throwing flaming sights at me. So then I go to my items and I use this holy water. And that ends up killing it. And since I used an item, that further degrades my ranking. But at least I killed it without it killing me. And now since we did vanquish the Fire Sin Scythe, we have ignited the fires of St. Elmo, and the boat is taking us wherever the hell the boat is supposed to be taking us. Despite the fact that there is a breach on one of the lower decks. Where is the logic in that? Not here, I can tell you that. So now the doors are open, we're in a seemingly different area. Maybe an area we've been to already, just different time of day. And then Griffin shows up. So that's great. So what could Griffin possibly do? It's a bird. Fire. Of course. Put the fire out with your wings, block the door, and now we have to fight Griffin. As far as I know. I would assume that this is not a skippable Griffin fight. Maybe if you take too long, then the fight just ends and you can go on. But I'm going to assume that doesn't happen. So, at this point in time, I didn't really have a strategy to fight Griffin, but you'll see that I start to develop one. or at this moment am possibly in the process of developing a strategy for this Griffin fight. Something I found kind of with Griffin in general is you don't exactly want to melee him, because using your guns actually does work pretty well, as I do end up showing off with my fire devil trigger here. I'm doing pretty good damage and getting an absolute off of it, so I must be doing something right. I mean, if you'll take notice of Griffin's health bar, Griffin's almost dead. So, I must have been doing something. Come to think of it, I wonder if it'll let you duck in the door and skip the fight. I doubt it. Don't exactly know what that mystic bird outline is supposed to do, other than lift you in the air and sometimes damage you. But Griffin lands, only got like one hit left on its bar, and you may be screaming at me, shoot him, end this before he kills you, but I was determined to get a melee kill on him, even though it's not exactly the best way I've found to fight him. But I do it, and then the huge lightning storm from his death kills me. And so I have to burn a yellow orb. However, I do believe that since I did beat the Fire Sin Scythe, yeah, I don't have to fight it again, and the flames reignite. And I don't know why, but I didn't skip this cutscene. Pretty sure this is a skippable cutscene. Don't know why I didn't. But not much I can really do about it now. And now we wait till Griffin eventually shows up. This method's working a lot better. I think just with the whole issue I've been having with commentary recently, once I finish up Devil May Cry, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and speed my computer up somehow. Maybe dump a whole bunch of excess videos or something. As soon as the project's done, everything's rendered up, I usually end up deleting the raw recordings and then saving the rendered videos on my external hard drive, which works pretty well, except that's starting to fill up, so I need to get back in the process of compressing those down. But anyway, this is where I show off that using Ebony and Ivory is kind of the way you want to go with this. Taking off a decent chunk with just base Ebony and Ivory. Then I pour on the Devil Trigger and it starts going even faster. Example, in pretty much one good volley of Ebony and Ivory, I've already taken off 2/3 of Griffin's health. So, I had to have been doing something right there. And with the bird lifting you up into the air, I mean, for 2014 me, that just saying, yeah, use the guns. So that's what I do. I fire kick over there. Still think I'd go for the melee kill, but then I make sure to get away from the lightning. Or thought I would try to, but it doesn't kill me. I barely took any damage. Griffin's dead. Fires are reignited. Doors open. Let's get in there. But not before I pick up the orbs, because we just killed the boss. Don't want to skip those. A lot I'd be skipping out on. And mission clear. Took almost 14 minutes. Over 1,000 orbs. Got a trophy. I got a C rank, probably because it took a long time. Died used an item. So, I wouldn't say that was a good mission for me. I would not say that was a good mission for me. But hey, maybe you think it was. I don't think so, though. But, next time, I think we'll do mission 13? 13. Yeah.